You ever had someone throw a cup of cold water in your face like you're nothing? Yeah, that happened to Carmen Johnson one ordinary morning in a small-town cafe called Maplewood. This wasn't just any insult, it was a loud, nasty splash right in front of everyone, a show of power from a local cop named Dale Merrick, who thought Carmen was just another black woman to humiliate. But here's the kicker: Carmen didn't fight back, didn't even flinch much. She just wiped the water off, calm as ever. Why? Because she wasn't just any woman. She was the new police chief Undercover, sent to shake up the very department Merrick thought he controlled. You see, that cup of water was the start of a reckoning no one saw coming. Maplewood looked like your typical sleepy town, wooden houses lining quiet streets, a cafe smelling of fresh bread and coffee, the kind of place you'd imagine folks knew each other's names. But beneath that peaceful vibe was a town holding onto old grudges and silent racism, the kind that wears a friendly smile, but hides a fist behind its back. Carmen, born and raised in New Orleans, had seen that kind of quiet hatred before. After years with the police in a big city, where she'd refused to look away from injustice, she was asked to come back, not to keep the peace, but to break the silence. Walking into that cafe that morning in simple jeans and a worn jacket, no badge, no gun, Carmen didn't expect to make a scene, but Merrick did, and he made sure everyone saw it. When he poured that water on her face, it wasn't just water, it was a message. "You don't belong here," he sneered. But Carmen's calm wasn't weakness. It was a promise that things were about to change. What no one knew was a teenage girl at the window had recorded everything. Phone raised, but eyes averted, caught between shame and fear. Merrick, meanwhile, took emergency leave, claiming mental health issues, but really, he was running from the storm he'd just unleashed. Carmen saw that as her opening, the crack in the system she was sent to expose. Back at headquarters, she dug into files sealed away for years, officers shielded from consequences, complaints buried under silence. She started asking questions, visiting witnesses like Louisa Martinez, a woman who had been spat on by Merrick and ignored when she sought justice. Louisa's pain was a mirror of the town's rot, a place where speaking up only brought more silence. Even officers like Marcus Evans, who had saved a child from a fire, wrestled with the question of who deserved the badge and who didn't. Carmen's investigation sparked tension. At a hearing, Merrick was suspended, a rare crack in the wall of protection around him. The town didn't erupt in protests, but whispers grew louder, the quiet complicity beginning to unravel. A Human Rights Commission later banned Merrick permanently, a symbol of slow justice catching up. But here's the twist: as Carmen dug deeper, she found emails and memos from higher-ups quietly approving cover-ups, protecting the worst offenders. Some officers joked about the need to keep fear alive to maintain control. A chilling reminder that racism was part of the culture, not just one bad apple. Carmen didn't back down, even when threatened with transfers or worse. She worked with a young reporter to write a piece exposing the rotten core of the department, but warned this was the most dangerous time to speak up, when the system fights hardest to keep secrets. In the end, federal investigators stepped in, the town forced to face its truth. Carmen left Maplewood quietly, no headlines, no fanfare, but the imprint she left was deep. Small changes began no more. Officer of the Month plaques, no more silent acceptance. Even an 8th grader at a school assembly, daughter of a victim, gave a speech that said everything without words. So here's the thing: that cup of water wasn't just a slap in the face. It was a splash that stirred a town long asleep. But the fight isn't over. Who gets to wear the badge, who gets erased, and in a world where silence is complicity? How do we choose what's right? What do you think? Should Carmen have forgiven Merrick? Or was exposing the truth the only way? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about justice, power, and the cost of change. Because sometimes standing still is the bravest thing you can do.